Hey everyone, Rob Nunnery here. Welcome to Destination Pickle, the Nashville edition. We are going to check out all the city has to offer in terms of places to play pickleball. We're going to go to some honky tonks, check out live music, and also check out the different places of what you can try for food and drink. So let's get after it.
We will rise from the fire. We will rise from the flame. We will keep raising higher till the whole world knows our name. It's our turn now.
Where was pickleball in Nashville, call it 5 years ago, and kind of walk us through to where it's at today.
We've had a lot of growing pains over the years. I think we have a thriving community of players, but where we are lacking is in our courts, our facilities. We have never had facilities in Nashville.
We are lacking facilities in Nashville, and Nashville is struggling. It's a hot city. Everybody wants to be here. People are moving in droves from each coast, and more people are playing, but they don't have anywhere to play.
Here at Club 21 in Nashville with Ben Heltson, guitarist for a tiny little band you've probably never heard of.
Dirks Bentley, yeah.
Yeah.
He's weak.
So
we won't talk about that.
Ben actually put me in touch with this place and was like, hey, there's the diviest of all dive bars in Nashville that actually has 2 pickleball courts.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, we have to go. We have to go. So here we are. So we're gonna do a little walkthrough, and we've got the outdoor seating area, patio area.
What more could you want?
Right here. Everybody that was here scattered. They didn't want to be on camera, but regardless. So outdoor area, we've got 2 pickleball courts. And if you're at a dive bar having a $5 burger, which they do serve here, which is, you know, where else are you getting a $5 burger? And you want to play a little pickle, perfect. They got obviously delicious steak cookout every Thursday night. I mean, this is the spot. Welcome to Nashville.
Exactly. Closest to chicken and pickle that we have here in Nashville.
This is Nashville's chicken and pickle. So let's check out the inside as well.
Before we take a look inside, we had a chance to talk to the man behind this unique venue in Nashville and the story of why pickleball and why here at Club 21.
All right, we are at Club 21. I am here with Greg Cook, the owner of this place. As you see behind us, we've got a couple courts at this bar. The only bar in Nashville that has pickleball courts, which is pretty cool. How long have you had this place?
32 years.
32 years now, and what, obviously pickleball has been growing in popularity, and you saw that trend. Is that what made you build the courts, or what prompted it?
Exactly, that's exactly what it was. Matter of fact, I was laying in the hospital watching it on ESPN.
No way.
2 years ago, and I said, when I get out, we're having pickleball.
I love it. And had you played at that point?
Not ever played pickleball until then.
Okay, so you saw it on ESPN, that's wild.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna have courts at my bar.
That's exactly right.
And how long has this place been here, and how long have you owned this? You said 32 years?
32 years.
Same location, same place? What's changed? Anything?
No thing.
Except the courts?
Yeah, those have been here for 2 years now, going on this is working on the 2nd year.
Gotcha. And you have the courts, but it's not just, people come to the bar and play around. Like, you actually do stuff here. You have tournaments.
Oh, yeah. We have tournaments like every other weekend.
Yeah, and you were talking to me just before we got on camera about, so there's an entry fee, but you don't do it to where the winners win the money.
No, it goes to charity.
Goes to charity.
It used to be that way, but we changed it, and we've got 4 charities, St. Jude's, Shriners, McDonald's House, and Nashville Rescue Mission.
Yep. So
the winners decide where it goes.
Very cool. And the last winners?
They went to St. Jude's.
Very cool. So when's the next tournament?
The weekend after Mother's Day.
Weekend after Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. So how regular are they typically?
It'll be every other weekend.
Gotcha.
Not every weekend. People get burnt out maybe. So it's every other weekend.
Yeah. So what was the actual process of getting these courts created? Because Looks like it used to be a parking lot, is that right?
It was a parking lot. We had to pave the whole parking lot. It was been here for years, so I was going to patch it, but it was way better to do this. Put that all, paved it all last year, put the courts down, and started last year. Then this year, I decided to kind of tweak it a little bit. I moved them back this way. I had a little dip out there.
All right.
Out there at the edge of the blacktop, you see?
Yep.
So I moved them back this way where it was all
Even, flat.
perfect.
Yeah, the courts
So
seem
now it's
perfect.
just right.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and have us out here. We're gonna take a look around.
Well,
Cool.
thank you.
Thanks, Greg. Inside Club 21 now, and we're here. As Ben just said, you're not gonna find a Golden Tee Golf and a Chicken and Pickle. You know,
Not a chance.
Not a chance. So we got Golden Tee, got some arcade games, pool table. You know, probably what's most impressive in this day and age in 2023 is a $2.50 domestic beer. Where else can you go have a $2.50 beer, play pickleball with no court fee, by the way?
Exactly.
And Wednesday night, 7 p.m., we've got, looks like there's some gambling going on. There's $5 grilled burgers. You're not getting a $5 burger anywhere else. So if you're in Nashville, want to play a little pickle, want to drink cheap beer, have a solid, good burger for $5, Club 21.
It's the spot. All day.
And I heard Ben Helson's actually going to be playing the guitar here on a regular basis, doing some live music along with
Hoping to
Dirks.
pick up some more gigs for sure. This is my new hangout. Come see me.
Hey guys, Rob Nunnery here with Destination Pickle. Today we are in Nashville, Tennessee at Courts in Franklin, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. And I'm sitting here with Ari Rudheisen, the best player in Nashville, right? Say it.
Some might say.
Well, thanks for joining us today, and just wanted to chat with you about the scene in Nashville, what pickleballs look like. I think you said you played for the last 5 years, so you've kind of seen the evolution of pickleball growing and being a part of that from then until now. So where was pickleball in Nashville, call it 5 years ago, and kind of walk us through to where it's at today?
Yeah, Rob, we've had a lot of growing pains over the years in our city. I think we have a thriving community of players, but where we are lacking is in our courts, our facilities. We have never had facilities in Nashville, hence why we are out here in Franklin. We're very scattered. We play in small groups. It's kind of always been that way. We play in a lot of gym floors, a lot of rec centers, and then there's been a few small private courts that have popped up throughout the city. But mostly, our community consists of small groups that just kind of play in different parts of the city.
Right, and I'm actually in town also doing a clinic a couple of days. And I was shocked to see that the clinics were on hardwood gym floors.
Yeah.
So, you don't see that too often anymore because the demand, of course, is so great that cities are starting to build. They're starting to convert tennis courts. Have you seen much conversion from tennis to pickle?
We've seen a lot of lines being painted on the tennis courts, but that's about as much as we've gotten so far. Nashville is like one of the up-and-coming cities in the United States right now. It's expensive. The price of dirt is very expensive. We've had a lot of investors come here and look to convert courts, to build facilities, but just the numbers don't quite add up yet. Like it's hard to make a pickleball business and generate a profit because again, we're pickleball players. We're not looking to join a country club and spend thousands of dollars every month. So right now we're still in this limbo period where we're trying to figure out how to make it work, how to get a facility here, and we're open. If anyone has any ideas,
or money,
we need them. Money, we need it.
But outside the private facilities and investors coming in and building, call it a pickleball entertainment type venue that we see popping up all over the country, it sounds like economically it doesn't make a lot of sense right now. What do you think is going to move the needle for these local city councils to actually start putting money in converting tennis to pickleball or just building new pickleball courts? Is the demand there from the Nashville area for the courts?
It is, and especially during the pandemic, we saw swarms of players coming. I mean, just wanting to play, wanting to learn the sport. I think it's just going to take numbers. It's going to take a lot of us going to these people and just making our voices heard, constantly demanding that they build courts. And I think it will get there. And we even have some of these country singers, celebrities, if you will, that are starting to play as well. So that's been helpful in our city to get some of these names, trying to spread the word. And I think it's just going to take numbers continuing to grow and just making our voices heard.
Yep, and you see that all across the country where celebrities. I mean, there's news stories all the time about this celebrity plays pickleball, and a little silly, right? But at the same time, anybody that has big followings that can put a spotlight on pickleball is a net positive for the sport in terms of getting more attention to it and seeing that the demand is there for more courts.
Yeah.
So really appreciate you having us in your city and showing us a little bit about Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope you get to play some pickleball while you're here, and hope you can find some good courts to play on.
All right, this is the tip for Destination Pickle Nashville edition, and today we're going to be working on the mid-court reset. Very important shot because you're in this area a lot, and the goal from this area is to not hit it hard. It's just to hit it soft and easy into the kitchen so you can make your way to the kitchen line. So all we'll look to do is get a wide base, nice soft hands, not a strong grip, and just bump it, short hop it into the kitchen. So you can either take it out of the air or short hop like that, whatever's most comfortable. I like to short hop just because I feel like I have a little bit more control, but you can take out of the air, which is just taking it before it bounces. If you take it before it bounces, you have to have a little bit of a softer grip, even softer hands, because the ball doesn't slow down. Off the short hop, all you're looking to do is keep the paddle really steady, have an open paddle face so the ball goes up, and have nice loft like that. Every shot has nice arc to it because I'm not trying to keep it low over the net. I'm just trying to get it high and just over the net into the kitchen. And that's mid-court reset.
The 505 Nashville building is home to the most unique pickleball court in the city on its rooftop. As we head up the elevators, we get to a beautiful lobby where people are working, having coffee, and just hanging out. There are nice places to lounge with beautiful floor-to-ceiling windows. Once outside, there is a huge pool area along with a tennis court, dog park area, and of course, the feature, the pickleball court. 505 Nashville is without a doubt one of the coolest pickleball courts that we've ever seen. We could have played at this court all day, but residents of the building, of course, had it reserved after us. This was by far our longest day of shooting, so we decided to just call it a wrap. Our next stop tomorrow morning will be at an indoor facility in Northeast Nashville, where we'll talk with another leader in the Nashville pickleball community.
We are at C2 Pickleball here in Hendersonville, Tennessee, about 30 minutes outside Nashville. Just finished some open play from 9 to 12 with some locals. Sitting here with Adam Richards from Nashville, who's also very involved with Selkirk in terms of marketing and some other aspects. And yeah, just welcome.
Thanks, man.
Wanted to talk to you about the pickleball scene in Nashville.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can see behind us here, we're on hardwood floors, which is, I don't know, in a sense getting phased out. It was really kind of the original pickleball when there weren't courts.
Right.
A lot was played on hardwood, but now courts are being built. But it seems like Nashville's lacking a little bit in terms of outdoor courts. And I know a bit of it's because the land's pricey, but what's your take on the Nashville pickleball scene right now?
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. I mean, it's It's all wooden floors right now because those are the facilities we have, but we are lacking facilities in Nashville. And my take on it is the fact that commercial real estate is you get such a better return on investment compared to setting up a pickleball club, which so many people want, but unfortunately it's not happening. And what I see on the national scale is I think they're estimating for like 380,000 courts that are needed by the end of the decade, but there's only like 118,000 or some crazy number. So the deficit is huge when you're thinking about where we are and where we need to be just to support the amount of people who are playing every day. It's tough, and Nashville is struggling. It's a hot city. Everybody wants to be here, and people are moving in droves from each coast, and more people are playing, but they don't have anywhere to play. So unfortunately, it's a bit of a struggle, but we're surviving. We're setting up courts. We're making friends with tennis players, and converting some tennis players and learning from them. So it's good. We're evolving.
Yep, and that's such an interesting point that you talked about how there's still such a large deficit in terms of how many courts are needed and where we're at right now. Because, you see, especially doing this show, Destination Pickle, like we go to different venues. So I know of all of the pickleball kind of entertainment venues that are having like the chicken and pickle type concepts that have courts and food and beverage, and people are like, when's that going to end? Because there's so many of those going up. But you're right, the deficit's still so large that there's so much room for more companies like that to come in and build more courts, whether it's just local indoor courts or local outdoor courts or those food and beverage type venues. So fantastic point. Why do you feel like the municipalities aren't getting on board? Because there's obviously a big demand.
Right.
So and that doesn't need private investment, right? That's city government, tax dollars.
Yeah.
So what's holding it back there?
Yeah, so I work with municipalities at my day job, and so I can tell you firsthand they're slow.
Yeah.
They work with antiquated systems. Unfortunately, that's just the systems that they're working in. And they're slow to hear about pickleball. That maybe like there's a commissioner or somebody who picks it up and plays, and that's how they get a bit of a groundswell. But even then, there's still, unfortunately, a knowledge gap of like, how do we actually convert this? How do we come into a municipality? How do we come into a city and convert it and do it in such a way that we don't lose our shirt, we don't lose money on making mistakes? Because unfortunately, what you hear, if you just Google the subject, you'll see a lot of cities getting sued by their own citizens for noise ordinances or for people setting up courts and residences. And so there is science behind that as far as like, how do you construct a court in a place to where it's a win-win for everybody. Unfortunately, municipalities aren't up to speed on that information, so there's opportunity there. But I think, to answer your question, they're just a little bit slow. They hire sometimes the wrong people who aren't informed, and they just make bad decisions in setting that up. But it's a learning process, just like everything. And I have hope for Nashville. Right now, they're actually working on it, and they're doing some site selections. But sometimes tennis courts aren't always the best place to convert into a pickleball court.
Right. And that's what I was going to ask you, because you mentioned that you're trying to make friends with the tennis players, and we're seeing that, especially in cities and places that have a lack of pickleball courts.
Right.
You see a lot of tennis courts being, the lines are being put out, and eventually the next step is they get converted to pickleball courts, and it creates this tension with tennis. What's the tennis scene like in Nashville, and how does that compare to pickleball? Are there a lot of public tennis courts that are always full, or what's that look like?
It's a good mix. So Nashville is kind of an Athens of the South, where you have so many schools and universities here, and a lot of those schools have tennis programs, and they have strong tennis programs. You got Vanderbilt. I think they're a top 5. I don't know.
Vanderbilt SEC school, they're good.
Yeah. So some really solid programs, and so they have the support on the tennis side, and so you'll see some pickleball courts start to creep into some of those universities. I think that will completely transition whenever universities wholly accept pickleball. But up to this point, the tennis scene is strong. I think it's normal. There are tennis courts that are empty, but they are being converted into pickleball courts. And so that is creating tension. If you'll go out to any park in the middle of Metro Nashville on a weekend, and there's maybe 50 pickleball players on tennis courts that they've converted, and tennis players are walking up and they're pissed because their tennis court is taken. And I completely understand that. So it's one of those things where you have to make friends with those people and figure out a system that works that way. It's not a battle in it's a human problem and a game problem that's turning into a legal problem for the city that really shouldn't exist. And if we make better decisions on the front end. And so the tennis scene is strong and really great tennis players who are coming in to play pickleball. And so I think there's opportunity there for the pickleball scene.
Agreed. Well, really appreciate you sitting down with us. From here, we're going to go check out some of the fun stuff of the city, some of the music, some of the food, and take it from there.
Awesome.
We had a pretty tight window between our play in the morning and having to go to the Celebrity Pro-Am later in the day, but we knew a trip to Nashville would be incomplete without a visit to Broadway. So, Broadway is exactly where we headed for lunch.
What's a trip to Nashville without coming to Broadway? So here we are on Broadway. Gonna eat a little food, try a few drinks, listen to some live music. Gonna go to Robert's Western World as well as Tootsie's. Let's check it out.
As we head into Robert's Western World, what struck me is how busy Broadway is in the middle of the day on a Tuesday. Live music is cranking, people are milling about, and everyone is having a good time. In Robert's Western World, we decided to snag a few stools at the bar where we try some local brews and take down a juicy burger and fries. As we wrapped our meal up at Robert's, we cruised over next door to Tootsie's. These are two of the most famous honky tonks in Nashville's storied country music history. Tootsie's had a bunch of different levels, and we eventually made our way to the rooftop, which overlooked Broadway. As we headed out of Tootsie's, we had to make sure to sign the wall to leave our mark for Destination Pickle.
We're at Tootsie's. Honky tonk. Broadway, Nashville. Tradition, you have to sign it. Got to show up from the doorman. Destination Pickle.
We got a crowd of people here watching us. Handwriting needs a little bit of work, but.
Hey, easy.
All right, let's go. Let's get out. Thank you guys.
Visiting Broadway is an absolute must when visiting Nashville. We had some great food, listened to some great music, and loved exploring the scene. But our time there was short-lived as we had to shoot right over to Belmont University for the Celebrity Pro-Am event.
For this episode of Destination Pickle Nashville edition, we actually have a cool Celebrity Pro exhibition going on here at the Belmont University campus. And we've got pros here, we've got 8 pros, we have 8 celebrities, country music stars, a comedian commentating, so it's a very cool event. And yeah, we're out here just doing an event for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So happy to be here, it's a blast, and this is how pickleball is going to grow in Nashville. Yeah, my drops are always money. You're taking all the drops. Oh yeah, I know you do. I know you do. Smart. That's hey, I was thinking about that too. That side's down. That's what he's yeah, he's wrong. All right, let's have some fun, boys. Let's hit the Greg Dow. Yep. I need to see the ball. Ah! He jumped!
No weaknesses in Robert Nunnery's game at all.
Thank you, John.
Absolutely no.
Thank you, John. Yeah, he's about to fight it. Tyra, just light him up, Tyra. Light him up, Tyra. Do it, Tyra. I didn't have it anyway. That's a wrap, everyone, for this episode of Destination Pickle Nashville edition. We went, played a little pickleball around town. We went to some honky tonks, listened to some music, ate some food, and we're wrapping it here at the Celebrity Pro exhibition here at Belmont University. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep watching Destination Pickle.